Okay, here's a door lock module, all the little micro switches you can see here. This is out of a 2007 Jetta A5 Mark V, and my buddy in England, One Auto, verified these motors, or his motor being bad, by giving it power. You can see this one is working still right now, but sometimes it doesn't. There is a dead spot. There is a dead spot right here. So once I give it a little bit of assist, then it moves. And you can see my current draw here is really rough. So that's pretty much it. I should probably do this with the internal amp meter for more accuracy, but you can see how rough it is. So that's it. We replace them. It's quicker. It's quicker than trying to make a motor fit or replacing micro switches or whatnot. Feel free to play with it on your own car. Try to make it work. Time is money. So if you have lots of time, you've got lots of money. '84 Cabriolet. The transmission fluid was low. I think I just found where the fluid went. It's all in the CV boot. Taking this axle out, it's all shot. But I'm going to use my new tool. Usually what I would do is put a chisel in the ball joint, spread it, and then it would come out. Hopefully the new tool will do it without having to do that. Something like this. Oh, look at that. Pop the ball joint right out. It already paid for itself. Oh, I got it dirty. I got it dirty though. Usually what I would do is hit it with a hammer here and then hammer the control arm out. But this is a lot easier. 2001 Audi A6 with the 4.2 liter. Camshaft position sensor fault codes misfiring on bank 1, cylinders 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see the bottom shoes are missing. Top shoes are grooved, or top shoe is grooved. Sorry, hard to see. Got railroad tracks. This one's missing the shoe. Just trying to find the shoe right now. Oh, there it is still. At least pieces of it. Some of it probably fell down farther, but that's pretty much it for this one. 1.8 liter engine, ACC engine code, 2 oil pressure switches on the oil filter flange. That's the oil filter right here. That's the low pressure switch, that's the high pressure switch. This one turns on and blinks the light when the key is on. Once you start the engine, the light should go out. That's this one. At 2000 RPM, this sensor is supposed to ground out. If it does not ground out, it turns on the buzzer and the oil light. When we sell a thermostat, we always sell the coolant temperature sensor at the same time. It's more of a way of covering ourselves in terms of not having a comeback for a coolant temperature sensor that fails maybe a year or 6 months or a year after. You can see this one's already been replaced before. It's a newer green style, but we obviously don't know how old, and the customer, we don't have a record of us replacing it ever. And I just want to show that with the reservoir cap on, you can remove this sensor without losing too much fluid. Just wiggle it out, make sure that the O-ring comes with it. So there's initially a little bit of fluid, but because the reservoir cap is on, you can see there's no further fluid coming out. It's the vacuum that's holding it in place. And then any type of little grit that's in there, you just splash it out with your finger. The new O-ring just needs lubricating with water or coolant. And you just stick that back in place. The clip can be reused as well. Just make sure that it goes around the sensor correctly. That's it, simple as that. And then wash off any of this spilled coolant. That way, if there's any leaks in the future, you'll be able to tell better. Audi A5 with a starter that's not operating. I think this one's been replaced before, but I think somebody installed it slightly off where it's supposed to be, and it cracked the housing. This is the other piece that was still stuck in the transmission. So this is supposed to be up here somewhere, something like this, and that was stuck inside. I was stuck in there still. So hopefully I can get the new starter in with no issues. Hopefully the same thing's not going to happen to my installation. Here's an example of the tint, the blackness that I was talking about. This bulb here is bad. I'm replacing it. And it sits in here. So that's the new one. You can see there's no black tint. You can see this one has a black tint. This one and this one also have a black tint. So it won't be long before they start blowing. So in a case like this, you know, you got to gauge your customers. Replace them all if you think he's going to be one of those complainers. Oh, you just replaced my park light, now my brake light's not working. So keep that in mind. A lot of customers will understand that bulbs only last so long, and then if one of them goes shortly after you replace the other, or after you replace one shortly after one of the other ones goes, a lot of other guys understand, but you get a lot of these customers that complain. So in those cases, do them all to cover yourself. 2002 Mazda Protege. That's a quickie lube here. Markings from a quickie lube. I'm just doing an oil change on it. First thing I did was check dipstick. There was no oil on the dipstick. I don't know how long it's been for the oil change. There's no oil change sticker on the window. This is what came out. That's under 1 liter. There's the 1 liter mark right here. Less than a liter of oil. No driving complaint, no noises, no oil light. I'm actually quite impressed, but only a liter of oil. Amazing. Kind of hard to see, but if you look at the new sprocket, see how straight the teeth are? And on the left hand side, there's a bit of a curve to the teeth. It's really subtle, but goes to show you how much pressure and wear the timing belt has on the metal drive gear. My coworker just finished a timing belt and whatnot, injection pump timing belt on a Eurovan diesel, and so he's talking to me about the valve cover, blah blah blah, but all I see is 318. So I said, yeah, I don't care about that. All I see is 318. He says, well, look over here. 318. 318. Boy, oh boy, these are the guys that I have to work with. This is what everybody needs in their basement. Nice. My buddy here is doing a clutch on a Eurovan, 98 Eurovan, and this video is from my friend Badgertronics in New Zealand. So this is a collapsed release bearing lever. Here's the clutch. It was rubbing all along here. You can't really see it because of the maybe that works better. But anyways, that's why you want to replace these guys. They might look okay, but by the time you put it back in, not by the time we put it back in, several miles later down the road, it might not happen right away, maybe within a year or so, but then this guy will give out. So you always want to replace this guy and use a nice, good quality part, which you did. So that's why I suggested it.